The market's been up and down lately and dealing with a lot of headwinds, and certified financial planner Doug Flynn knows all about that. The co-founder of Flynn Zito Capital Management joins us now. Even today, it was like Jay Powell, who's the Federal Reserve Chairman, came out. I thought he said something about an extended pause, which was good for the market, but then the market closes down. But this is an environment. Isn't it interesting that more people own stocks than ever before, which I guess is good for a guy like you, Doug?
That is good. The unfortunate part is, on the flip side of that, there's still almost 40% of people in the United States have no savings at all. And over half of them have less than $1,000. So there's only 25% of America that has more than $10,000. So a lot of the people, it's great that they can get in, they've started, they can learn about it. Those are the things you want to do. If you're making any mistakes, you want to make them with a smaller amount of money rather than a larger amount of money later on. So,
right.
So those are good things. Build some good habits. We like that.
Now, in today's market, whether it's those people that are new to it or people who've been doing it for 100 years, what was going on? I mean, it's the same old story that we've been talking about, higher interest rates, even though the Fed says it's not necessarily going to keep raising them at a fast clip. What's happening?
Yeah, well, Fed doublespeak in a way. And in our office, we talk about how the more time that Powell speaks, the more the market goes down. At some point, just stop talking. But basically what happens is the market has kind of raised interest rates without them having to do it. So that's why he's saying, there's a little bit of a pause, but they've left the door open that, hey, maybe we don't raise in November, but we still might in December. And the market's really hoping that we're done. I don't know that we're done. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. They'll use the next month to see the data. And if they don't raise, they're going to leave the window open or the door open for maybe one more raise in January just to keep us all waiting. But at some point, they'll stop. And that's the trigger point we're all waiting for. When they stop raising and they say that, well, we can glean it, then things begin to move the way we want them to move.
Yeah, it was much easier years ago when Alan Greenspan was the Fed chairman and nobody knew what he was talking about. He used to do it on purpose. But now with this guy, you kind of do know, but you're still not sure what he means. There's one more financial story I just want to cover quickly before we get back to everything else that we're doing. A lot of people are talking about this, I think. United Airlines, right? So United Airlines has this new policy they're going to put in place that I don't know how much you travel, but this is a big deal for people who travel a lot, where they're going to change the boarding process, apparently. So if you have a window seat, you go first, so on and so forth. What could possibly go wrong the way Americans listen to directions? But what do you make of the move from United Airlines?
Well, I mean, other airlines have tried different boarding procedures where they've started. It makes sense. Hey, let's board from the back to the front. Right. They've tried all different combinations. They've all failed miserably. Maybe they'll figure this out. I'm sure on paper it works. But in reality, I also know that when I go to a flight, there's like 42 versions of people that can go on before I can anyway. So yes. I don't know how much it's going to have an impact.
Unless you're on Southwest when everybody makes a run for it at the same time, which is just a complete and total disaster. Thank you, Doug. We'll talk to you again soon. As always, Doug Flynn covering all the and analyzing all the financial news for us.